Bondi is touring that location today. Good afternoon, I'm Bianca Peters. Welcome to the News Block. Those stories in a moment, but first, here's a live look outside right now. We're going to turn things over to Liv Johnson for a look at the forecast. Hey, Liv.
Hey, Bianca. Yeah, it's another day where we have an air quality alert, and then we also have a heat advisory for pretty much all of the tri-state area. That's until tonight, but it's already very hot outside. 88 degrees is the current temperature in New York, but look at Newark, 94. We also have 91 down the shore in New Jersey. We have 87 out east on Long Island. Same thing for Hartford, Connecticut. We have 88 for Poughkeepsie and 90 for Trenton. But check out these feel-like temperatures. It feels just about 100 degrees in New York. 99 for the city, 99 for Newark. Feels like 97 down the shore, feels like 97 for Hartford, and 99 out east on Long Island. So very, very warm out there, in part because of these dew point temperatures that are all in the 70s. But tomorrow we will have relief. It won't be too humid. We've also had some wind speed pickup, so about 10 to 25 miles per hour throughout the tri-state, and we have wind gusts closer to 30, 35 miles per hour. It will remain gusty through the afternoon until we find some relief tomorrow. There's a chance of a passing shower or thunderstorm to the north and south of the city, but then we're dry for Friday. Bianca?
All right, Liv, thanks so much. To this now, a man is dead and several others are recovering after being struck by lightning at an archery range in New Jersey. This happened at the Black Knight Bowbenders Archery Range in Jackson yesterday evening. Officials say some of the injuries include serious burns, with some of the victims as young as 7 years old. The man who died was a 61-year-old volunteer instructor at that facility. Turning now to the race for mayor, where Mayor Adams picked up some key endorsements from law enforcement unions today. Fox 5's Linda Schmidt live outside of City Hall with more on this. Linda.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, first of all there, Bianca. Well, first, I want to mention this. Remember that bombshell lawsuit? It was filed yesterday by a former commissioner with the NYPD accusing the mayor of running the NYPD as a criminal enterprise. Well, despite that, he got two major boosts today. One of them, those endorsements. Go ahead, take a look at this video here. This is a coalition of 13 law enforcement unions. They announced earlier this afternoon that they are endorsing the mayor for 4 more years, and they did that on the steps of City Hall.
Mayor Adams, on behalf of the DEA, he's always been very good with the detectives. Always good. Always answers the call if there's a problem. Always there for us. Crime's low, like Lou said. Crime's the lowest it's ever been. We're here. We're here to support them. We're here to work with them, and we want another 4 years.
I have yet to communicate with any New Yorkers that stated they want less of the men and women who are on this step right now. Not one time. That's right.
Now, on top of these endorsements, again, that happened earlier this afternoon, the mayor has received a major infusion of cash for his campaign. That started the day after a Democratic socialist, Zoran Mamdani, won the Democratic primary on June 24th. Since that time, the mayor has raised $1.5 million, most of it coming from real estate groups and other businesses that do not want Mamdani, again, a Democratic socialist, running the city. Currently, the mayor has raised more money than any of the other mayoral candidates. In the meantime, Andrew Cuomo has proposed that whoever is not leading in the polls by early September, whether it's him, the mayor, or Curtis Sliwa, who is the Republican, those candidates should drop out, because if they don't, the belief is they will split the votes, guaranteeing Mamdani will win. Well, Curtis Sliwa was on Good Day New York this morning, and once again he says no way. He is not dropping out.
Let the voters decide. Everybody has their pathway to victory. We have to get out in the streets. I see Andrew Cuomo has made his comeback. He's finally deciding to work out there, something he didn't do.
All right, now circling back to the 13 endorsements from the law enforcement unions that the mayor got today, the major union that was not here today is the Police Benevolent Association, the PBA. It is the largest NYPD union. Now, they did endorse the mayor 4 years ago. I spoke with them on the phone earlier today. They say if they do end up endorsing anybody, they will not be making that announcement until the fall. Bianca, back inside to you.
All right, we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. Linda, thank you so much for the update. Meanwhile, the Senate passed about $9 billion in federal cuts in the early morning hours today. The legislation that put several programs on the chopping block now moves to the House. Fox's Carolyn Shively is following the very latest from Washington.
Speaker Johnson,
Yes.
On rescissions, are you confident you can get this passed with all the Senate changes?
Oh, yeah, we'll get it passed.
The so-called rescissions bill is now with the House. The measure clause backed $9 billion in funding for public broadcasting and foreign aid.
The bill is amended as passed.
The Senate passed it at 2:30 this morning.
It gets us on a path to a more fiscally sustainable path for the future of our country.
The bill cuts about $8 billion for international aid groups like the World Health Organization and just over $1 billion for PBS and NPR.
This is a dark day for America, a dark day for rural Americans, a dark day for any American who relies on public broadcasting during floods, hurricanes, tornadoes, and other disasters.
The cuts are a rare legislative move that would cancel spending already approved by Congress.
We haven't passed a rescissions package in this country in decades.
Democrats say the cuts go too deep.
I've cast about 10,000 votes as a United States Senator. Last night's vote on this rescission bill was the meanest vote that I've seen on the floor of the Senate.
While some conservatives think it doesn't go far enough, but they'll take it.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'll take a base hit, right? It's better than nothing. So I think that at least we're able to make some spending reductions.
The House has until Friday to pass the bill, or that $9 billion will be spent as previously approved. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
Meanwhile, Attorney General Pam Bondi and the Secretary of the Interior visiting the notorious prison Alcatraz. That visit is happening ahead of a possible announcement to reopen the prison. California Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi calls it, quote, their stupidest initiative yet. The cost of necessary repairs to reopen that prison is estimated at close to $1 billion, with another $40 to $100 million per year in maintenance. The prison shut down in 1963 due to its high operating costs and operates as a museum. All right, the FDA is allowing vaping brand Juul to keep its e-cigarettes on the market. Regulators say that studies from the company show its e-cigarettes are less harmful for adult smokers. That decision applies to both tobacco and menthol flavored versions of the reusable product. Juul will now be one of 2 U.S. companies allowed to sell menthol flavored vapes. Meanwhile, another major change could be coming to TSA policies. Flyers may soon be allowed to bring larger liquid items in their carry-on bags. Travelers are currently only allowed to carry liquids in travel-sized containers that are 3.4 ounces or less in a carry-on bag. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem announced that she is looking at, quote, everything TSA does. This comes just a week after TSA changed another rule, now allowing most travelers to keep their shoes on while passing through security checkpoints. Advocates for the homeless speaking out against a New York City shelter policy. The Coalition for the Homeless says the city's plan to reinstate sanctions against residents instead of helping homeless New Yorkers find permanent housing will only make the homeless problem worse.
This policy will be used to evict struggling New Yorkers out of their whole shelter system for 30 days. That 30 days without safe place to stay. 30 days without us sleeping on the streets and possibly in the subway.
Well, in a statement, the Department of Homeless Services says its goal is to connect clients to housing and that this policy only sanctions clients for gross misconduct like violence. Well, New Yorkers know the best way to get around the city is by walking or on a bike. And as Fox 5's Kendall Green shows us, a new list is giving us bragging rights when it comes to being on the move.
It's no secret, no matter what corner of the globe you're in, you know New York City's bustling with people pounding the pavement. Hey, this shows me that you walk all the time.
Yeah, I do like walking, yes. Once you know like all the avenues and the streets and what direction it goes in, it's easy to get from place to place.
Ah, it's fabulous. Like we should all walk like this. It's easy.
This tourist from Kansas City says it's part of why she can't stay away. Both walkability and bikeability within the city are far out front from major cities across the U.S. As a new study from Streetlight found all but one of the city's 5 boroughs ranked among the top 10 walk and bike-friendly cities, with Manhattan leading the way.
I believe in about 2/3 of American cities, less than 10% of the trips that people make are made by bike or walking. You know, in Manhattan, that's 60%. So 6 out of 10 trips are not made by car.
Mark Morzinski and his colleagues measure traffic, whether on the roads, rails, or by foot. The transportation analytics firm found after Manhattan, the Bronx, Brooklyn, and Queens were also ranked pretty high. But Staten Island was more on par with other cities, with 87% of daily commuters committing to their cars. Now, tourists we spoke with, they tell us they couldn't imagine taking the amount of steps New Yorkers take every day, but the analysts in that study, they credit the infrastructure for that benefit.
If you look across other cities in America, we have, issues with sidewalk quality. In some cases, there are gaps in sidewalks. There may not be safe crosswalks. And of course, New York City has been sort of built with with people walking in mind.
The study itself, while it offers a pat on the back for New Yorkers getting their steps in, is aimed to help city agencies that manage transportation also measure their success. But to be fair, not everyone's adamant about multiple miles on foot every day. What do you mean you can't do it?
20 years ago, in my 20s, yes. I'd have been like, but 46-year-old me, absolutely not. I ain't got the patience.
Kendall Green, Fox 5 News.
A lot of us don't have the patience when it's this hot and humid outside. Speaking about outside, turn things over to Liv Johnson for a look at the forecast. I don't want to complain. I tell you, I'm saving all my complaints till winter comes. So there you go.
That's the spirit. But you can complain a little bit today. It's going to be a lot better tomorrow, though. So for the rest of the afternoon, just expect it to stay hot and humid. Temperatures tap out in the mid-90s, but they're going to feel like triple-digit heat. We do have a chance of a few passing showers or thunderstorms. Most of it's going to be north or south of the city, so parts of the Jersey Shore and parts of Connecticut as well. But they last from probably about 4 to 7 p.m. on and off, and then we're in the clear by 6 or 7. Tomorrow morning is going to be a lot more enjoyable already. We have temperatures in the low 70s instead of starting in the upper 70s, and we expect tomorrow to be a lot less humid and mostly dry and just an overall way better day than we've had recently. Saturday also pretty comfortable, less humid, 85 degrees, some showers probably late night leading into Sunday, and then a nice start to next week with temperatures in the mid 80s. Bianca.
All right, Liv, sounds great. Thanks so much. Meanwhile, are you a fan of The Devil Wears Prada and want to star in the sequel? Now you have a chance. Reports say casting agency Grant Wilfley Casting posted an open casting call Wednesday night. That casting call specifies that the production needs chic, stylish, fashion-forward people. Extras will work on scenes tentatively scheduled to film July 29th and July 30th in New York. Well, that's your news block. I'm Bianca Peters. Tune into the 5 o'clock news on Fox 5 and right here on Fox Local for all the day's news as it develops. Have a great afternoon.